2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Monday the 5th of September and it's International Day of Charity. And a big happy birthday to Michael Keaton, Rose McGowan, Raquel Welsh and Paddy Considine. The votes are in and the wait is finally over. Today is the day we'll find out whether it's Rishi Sunak or Liz Truss taking over the reins as the UK's next Prime Minister. The new Tory leader will be revealed at 12:30 by the 1922 committee chairman Sir Graham Brady, and whoever the winner is, they'll travel to Balmoral on Tuesday to be appointed PM by the Queen before taking to the podium and facing Keir Starmer for the first time at Wednesday's PMQs. But ahead of today's announcement, the pair have still been hot on the campaign trail. Bookie's favourite Liz appeared on Laura Kussenberg's new show to defend her planned tax cuts, which would overwhelmingly benefit the rich.
To look at everything through the lens of redistribution, I believe is wrong. Because what I'm about is about growing the economy.
And with the energy crisis at the top of everyone's agenda, Rishi seemed to hint that winter blackouts could be on the cards.
Well, what I've said is that we shouldn't rule anything out. I mean, we're facing a genuine emergency. I think anyone pretending that isn't the situation isn't being straight with the country.
As the leadership race trundles to a close, not everyone's been impressed by what the potential candidates have offered up. With energy bills soaring to record highs next month, many are desperate for the new government to set out a solid plan of action to tackle the rising cost of living, including comedian Joe Lycett, who was guesting on the BBC's new Laura Kussenberg show. He was particularly peeved by the Rishi interview.
Well, it was nice to hear from Rishi Sunak. He's not going to be Prime Minister, so you may as well have interviewed Peter Andre. But I would like to see some sort of plan, something.
And how did the Tories think the contest is going? Well, former Chancellor Hammond doesn't seem too optimistic. He made an appearance on Sophie Ridge on Sunday to issue some words of warning to the next government.
I'm concerned that the Conservative reputation for competent government is at stake.
Meanwhile, Labour MP Nick Thomas-Symonds made his view on the leadership race very clear.
We are absolutely on an election footing, and I want to see this government swept away as soon as possible. These are continuity candidates.
Russian energy company Gazprom confirmed on Friday that gas flows to Western Europe through its Nord Stream 1 pipeline will remain shut off with no fixed date for its reopening. The pipeline was responsible for about a third of the gas exported from Russia to Europe, and with winter fast approaching, the announcements created panic that the energy crisis could become even more awful. But as concerns grow across the UK and Europe, Ukrainian First Lady Elena Zelensky reminded us that things could be a lot worse.
We hear that energy is getting pricier, that life's getting pricier, but people should understand that that is not coming through the West's support to Ukraine, but through the actions of Russia. So when you start counting pennies on your bank account or in your pocket, we do the same and count our casualties.
And Ukraine's President Zelensky has also addressed the situation, implying that Russia's manipulation of gas supplies is a form of economic warfare.
It wants to weaken and intimidate Europe, every state. Where Russia cannot do it by force of conventional weapons, it does so by force of energy weapons. It is trying to attack with poverty and political chaos where it cannot yet attack with missiles.
US President Joe Biden issued a stark warning about the threat to democracy posed by so-called MAGA Republicans in a speech in Philadelphia on Thursday as he attempts to win over support for his party ahead of November's midterm elections. During the speech, he criticised calls to defund the FBI and labelled the January the 6th rioters enemies of the state. Needless to say, Biden's remarks didn't go down well with Trump and his cronies, and when the former president had the chance to take to the mic himself at a Pennsylvania rally, he attempted to hit back at his successor.
Enemies of the state. You're all enemies of the state. He's an enemy of the state. You want to know the truth? The enemy of the state is him and the group that control him, which is circling around him. Do this, do that, Joe. You're going to do this, Joe, right?
Still to come on the Smart 7, Man United are bouncing back and the Foo Fighters raise the roof in a Taylor Hawkins tribute. Right after this. Welcome back.
Cool, it's a busy weekend for sport. Friday saw Serena Williams knocked out in the third round of her final US Open, and on Sunday Max Verstappen wrapped up another win at the Dutch Grand Prix, leaving him 109 points clear in the Formula One title race. Sunday afternoon saw Man United take on Arsenal in the Premier League. Arsenal came into the game top of the table after 5 wins in a row, but things didn't go their way. United new boy Anthony scored in the first half and the game finished 3-1 with Marcus Rashford back in his shooting boots. United manager Erik ten Hag says the focus has been on building team spirit.
You have to live every day high standards, and that is my demand, my coaches' demands, and I think also the players in our team has that demand. We have already many players in the team who win a lot of trophies, and they have to bring that in the dressing room.
Today sees a brand new podcast launch and it's going to be a cracker. The Heat 7 sees legendary showbiz Bible Heat magazine team up with, well, us, the makers of the Smart 7, to bring you the 7 biggest showbiz stories every morning at 7 a.m. Lucy Cave is the host of the new pod and she's also the showbiz queen of Heat magazine.
If you grew up with Heat magazine, you love your Strictly, Bake Off gives you a soggy bottom and you're applying for the next series of Love Island, and most importantly, you're the person all your mates rely on to tell them everything that's going on in the world of showbiz and entertainment, then this is the podcast for you. It's all the biggest stories in your ears before you've even had your cornflakes. Head over there today to hear what happened when we met Peter Crouch.
As ever, all you've got to do is search for the Heat 7 podcast on your favourite app and like and follow. Saturday night saw legendary rock band the Foo Fighters take to the stage at Wembley Stadium in a 6-hour tribute concert for their former drummer Taylor Hawkins, who passed away earlier this year. Eurovision star Sam Ryder swung by to perform alongside Queen in a star-studded lineup, although it was Taylor's son Shane who stole the show when he took over his dad's part in an incredible rendition of My Hero. And there wasn't a dry eye in the house when Dave Grohl made an emotional opening speech in memory of his late friend. Rest in peace, Taylor.
Sing and dance and laugh and cry and scream and make some noise so he could hear us right now.
This has been the Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day. Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.